It is loud inside this building, and a very special guest to start things off joins us. This is, of course, Jalen Milroe, and that is Jay Williams. You played, obviously, in the Iron Bowl, especially this most recent one. What does Alabama-Auburn mean to an Alabama player?
I will say it's a special history that comes with playing in the Iron Bowl, 100%. No matter what sport it is, it's going to be great energy, and it comes with a historic background. But one thing, having a first-hand experience, man, it's unbelievable. It's something I'll always remember the rest of my life. And so it's a special game, a special moment, and something you'll always cherish forever.
There's a lot of energy in this building. That wasn't the case the last time this guy was here. That's why he's got this tennis ball. He poked an elephant.
Well, first off, Robbie, I need reparations for NIL money because I should be having a K-Baby chain.
You can wear that.
I need that, okay? And secondly, I got a chance to call the Clemson game here, Jalen, and Clemson absolutely beat up on your basketball squad. Yeah. And I was like, man, this feels more like a tennis match than it actually does a daggone basketball game. So Nate Elton, when I saw him today, this dude is so petty, and I love it. He threw me a tennis ball. He said, ain't gonna be no tennis ball match tonight. And then when I walked into the crowd, the crowd was talking trash to me, and they actually made me a sign that says, pretty loud for a tennis match. So the atmosphere is live here tonight. I'm glad I'm finally getting a chance, Jalen, to see Alabama fanfare live and ready to go, Robbie.
100%.
All right, you were ready to go. You're going to hang out with us, watch this hoop game. Have you come to many basketball games? You come to a game a year?
I experienced a couple FC games. I came to a couple Alabama games, and I will say, man, we have one of the best atmospheres in the country.
It sounds that way, certainly tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen, have you got a chance to talk to your new head coach, obviously Nick Saban retiring, Kalen DeBoer now the head coach? Have you got a chance to connect with him yet?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm big on relationship. And, something I try to do is just really get to know my new head coach. And he's done a really good job with the squad. He's bringing a good energy within the building. And so I'm just super happy to have him here.
That's an energy drainer right there as the three was drained by Jani Broome. Auburn off to a 5-0 start in conference. 16-2 overall.
Wait, Robbie, why are we playing with the lights off?
They don't have a quad one win, and Jay Will was all over it. Jani Broome shoots the lights out of the building with one shot.
I mean, I like that, though. I didn't know if that was done on purpose because Auburn had the first possession, but I like the strategy.
This is a first. Have you seen the lights go out here?
I was like, hold on a second. The lights never turned on.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups while we figure out the electrical issue here. And the starting lineups, this is the first time that Alabama has used this lineup. It goes with Sears, Estrada, Latrell Wrightsell Jr. is in the starting lineup. Rylan Griffin is not. Grant Nelson and Nick Pringle in the starting lineup. And Auburn's starting lineup is interesting because they'll throw 5 guys out there, but they play 11. So, and they all get, 10 of them get 15 minutes or more. There's a starting lineup. Then there's the second lineup. And both of the starting lineups have been presented by CDW. Jalen Milroe joins us. They're still working on the lights. He brought up Kalen DeBoer. You talk about relationships. It's been an interesting story with the basketball team here. They got rolled by Tennessee Saturday. I saw that game. And Nate Oates came out with some interesting comments from a coach in which he really was questioning the toughness of the team. He wasn't sure what this team is all about. From a coaching perspective, when you as a player hear something like that, that's a direct challenge. How do you respond? What's your reaction when a coach is so outspoken?
One thing that Coach Saban taught our football team this past season was embracing hard. And I think that's a challenge that you have to really take firsthand and really try to embrace it, and also face it in the face and try to rise through it. And the biggest thing you have to do is face everything and rise. Don't fear anything. Don't fear any competition, but face everything and rise. And so I think that's a big challenge that Coach Oates, has for his basketball team, but also, the team should also look at it as a learning experience as well.
And he could speak to this too with Coach K, but both of these basketball coaches, obviously Saban, DeBoer, the great coaches will coach players hard.
Oh, yeah.
You want to be coached that way?
Yes. Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I want to get the best out of me, you know what I'm saying? And then I think the biggest thing is to always be a sponge for all information. And then the biggest thing also is that the coaches want the best out of you. Their job is to coach us, but also get the best out of each player that they can. And so with them being a coaching hard, because they see something in you.
I got to say, Jalen, I love when I hear you talk. I think you're kind of different than other players I talk to in this generation, right? Who don't want to deal with that confrontation. But I don't know how you were taught. I was always taught if the coach is not yelling at me,
it's a problem.
Then I'm worried.
It's a problem.
That's when I have a problem. At least when he's yelling at me, that means that he actually cares because he sees I can reach a different height than what I'm actually playing at.
100%. And my dad taught me that. With having his military background, my dad was a Marine, my mom was a Navy, so I'm all about structure and embracing hard.
Now, how come you don't go to the NFL? What we doing, man? Talk me through this. Take me through the process. Obviously, the season ends. It's not what you would like for it to be. How does that process move forward for you and what ultimately you decide to do?
I'm coming back for my senior year. The biggest thing right now is set short-term goals and long-term goals. And the biggest thing about it is all of it is able to be achievable. And so, with everything, you got to embrace it. And also surround yourself with a great supporting cast. And I have a great supporting cast that's going to uplift me and push me in a position to be successful.
What have some of the conversations been like with the new coach? Because that's a big change. Saban is a foundational piece in the world of sports, let alone Alabama and Alabama. What's the conversations been like?
So it's two things. Trust the process and believe. And that's something that we're going to do right now. Right now we're in January. So everything is about being where your feet are. We're not looking at the end goal. We're not looking at the top of the mountain. We're looking at where we're at right now. And right now it's about the relationship aspect of this football team, whether it's knowing our teammates and then knowing our coach. And that's something that we have to have in the locker room is constantly try to grow our relationship and then constantly try to believe in everything that the coaching staff is giving us.
Jalen, first off, I need you to become the Draymond Green of Alabama football. We need to do a podcast. You need to have a podcast while you're going throughout the season.
Okay.
For the senior year, last hurrah?
Yeah.
I mean, because you're great on camera, you know what you're talking about, and it's relatable. You said before you're from Texas, man.
That's right.
What are your thoughts on Texas football and what they've been able to do? And if they were where they're at now, when you were making that decision, would your decision maybe have been different?
Yeah, I can speak about that program. They have a great program. Coach Sark doing a really good job with that group. And, being from Texas, that's definitely a school that I grew up watching. And for me, everything, you have a plan for everything. And part of my plan wasn't to go to Texas, to be here at Alabama. And so the biggest thing I have to, maximize all opportunity I have here and seize it. But Texas definitely has a great program, and they're going to do a lot of good things in the future.
When do you guys get into X's and O's? Because your evolution as a quarterback with a terrific arm that we all saw, your ability to run is a massive part of your arsenal. When do you guys get into X and O? How do they utilize your skill set and maximize it?
Oh, yeah, 100%. The biggest thing now that we're in the offseason, you look at strengths and weaknesses from the last season. And that's something that I'm already doing. All I want to do is grow and be the best quarterback I can be for University of Alabama and the state of Alabama. And so right now, the biggest thing right now is turning all weaknesses into a strength and make all strength even stronger. Yeah. And so by the time it's for game one, I'll be ready to go, and it's going to come from the offseason grind. So right now it's all about maximizing all opportunities. So every time I come in the building, I'm going to try to be the best Jalen Milroe I can be.
Jalen, as we watch NFL playoffs, you got a couple of teams left here fighting for it. If you could pick one of these four teams, who are you going to play with and why? Ooh. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Scouts are listening.
You're talking about NFL, right?
Yeah. You got Lamar, you got Baltimore, you got the 49ers, you got Detroit.
Look, I'm trying to get there. That's my ultimate goal. But I will say, I'm a big Lamar fan. I love Lamar. I love what he does. I also like Brock Purdy. I like Patrick Mahomes. And then I also like Jared Goff, so it's hard.
So you like whoever's going to pay you. Yeah, that's what you just need to say. Whoever's going to pay me the most, I'm going to like. That was what you pretty much said.
But when you do your podcast, come up with one.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
Let me ask you this. Last question to you. When you came here, relative to what you've experienced, like how does it compare? What does being the Alabama quarterback feel like? What is it like to live that compared to what you thought it would be? What's the reality? What's it all about?
You're held to a high standard being a quarterback at Alabama. I wear it with pride. That is something that I always don't forget is that, I have a lot of pride wearing the A because it means a lot.
Yep.
And the resources behind wearing the A is, it sets you up for your next 40 after college. And so that is something that was important for me through the recruiting process to now be able to be starting quarterback at the University of Alabama. It's a true blessing, and I'm super proud of it. And that don't go unnoticed, and that's something I try to harp on the guys in the locker rooms that realize where you're at and don't take it for granted. because we're blessed to be in the situation we're in right now. So, but for me to be the quarterback here, you know, I enjoy it every single day. Even when challenges come, you know, it's a good thing to have challenges because, you know, it's going to set me up for my future.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Yes,
We
sir.
really appreciate you too, man.
Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you.
That is Jalen Milroe, of course, the quarterback of Alabama. He will be back. His hands not much bigger than yours.